Pope Leo XIV is not a real pope, at least not yet. He is a figure of the future, an imagined leader who could one day guide the Catholic Church through some of its most difficult moments and greatest opportunities, though he does not exist. Today, the vision of Leo XIV represents hope, renewal, and a new kind of leadership for a church facing an ever-changing world. Unlike many of his predecessors who came from Europe or the traditional centers of power, Leo XIV might come from the global south, regions such as Africa, Latin America, or Asia, where the Catholic Church is vibrant and growing rapidly. This background gives him a unique and deeply personal understanding of the real challenges millions of people face every day: poverty, war, migration, inequality, and social injustice. Leo XIV would likely be a man of profound humility. He would not be interested in grandeur or the trappings of power. Instead, he might choose to live simply, rejecting luxury and status. He could be seen walking the streets of Rome barefoot, visiting the sick in hospitals without fanfare, and spending time with those whom society often forgets: refugees, prisoners, the homeless, and the marginalized. His leadership style would be pastoral and deeply personal. Rather than issuing decrees from the Vatican's grand halls, he would listen first and speak second. Leo XIV might hold open forums, inviting people from all walks of life to share their stories and struggles. He would remind the Church that its mission is to serve especially those in greatest need. One of the defining causes of Pope Leo XIV's papacy would be the environment. Building on the foundation laid by previous popes, he could declare climate change not only a scientific crisis, but a profound moral and spiritual crisis. Calling it a sin against God's creation, he might lead the Church in becoming a global example of ecological responsibility. Under his leadership, the Vatican could commit to becoming carbon neutral and encourage dioceses worldwide to adopt sustainable practices. On issues of social justice, Leo XIV would be a voice for the vulnerable. He might open Vatican properties to refugees and challenge countries to do the same. His sermons could call on Catholics and all people of goodwill to stand in solidarity with migrants and displaced persons. He would stress that the dignity of every human life must be respected, regardless of nationality, race, or background. When it comes to difficult questions within the Church, such as the role of women or the inclusion of LGBTQ+ Catholics, Leo XV might not change official doctrine overnight, but he could change the way the Church speaks and listens, promoting compassion, dialogue, and respect. He might appoint women to leadership roles within the Vatican and create advisory councils, including diverse voices, showing a new openness while maintaining core beliefs. In an age dominated by technology and social media, Pope Leo XIV might become the first truly digital pope. He could regularly use platforms like Twitter, Instagram, or live streams to connect directly with young people around the world. This accessibility would help break down barriers and make the Church's message feel alive and relevant to new generations. Addressing the painful legacy of abuse within the Church would be another cornerstone of his papacy. Pope Leo XIV could push for unprecedented transparency, establishing independent commissions to investigate cases, holding bishops accountable, and meeting survivors publicly to listen and offer genuine apologies. His commitment to justice and healing would seek to rebuild trust in a church shaken by scandal. Of course, such bold moves would not come without opposition. Many within the Church, traditionalists, conservatives, and those invested in the status quo, might resist his reforms. They could accuse him of being too radical or threatening centuries-old traditions. Yet Leo XIV would respond not with anger, but with patience and perseverance. His leadership would be characterized by humility, courage, and faithfulness to the gospel. Despite the challenges, Pope Leo XIV would remain deeply human. He would experience moments of doubt, exhaustion, and sorrow. He might retreat occasionally for prayer and reflection, but would always return renewed in his mission. His humanity would make him relatable, a leader who is not distant or untouchable, but one who walks alongside his people. He might write poetry, sing hymns, and laugh with children. He would remember his roots, perhaps visiting his home country often and drawing strength from his early experiences of faith lived in hardship and hope. The legacy of Pope Leo XIV, whether real or imagined, is not about perfection. It is about real leadership, one that is marked by listening, serving, and loving deeply. It is about a church that embraces change, not for its own sake, but as a way to better live the teachings of Christ. In imagining Pope Leo XIV, we see a future church, more inclusive, more just, more connected to the people and the planet. Church led not by fear but by hope, not by power but by service. Though he is a figure of speculation, Pope Leo XIV challenges us all to think, what kind of church do we want for tomorrow? And what kind of leaders and people must we become to build that church? This vision may still be far away, but it reminds us that the future is always being shaped by the choices we make today. Pope Leo XIV is more than a name. He is a symbol, a call to courage, compassion, and renewal. Though he is a figure of speculation, Pope Leo XIV challenges us all to think, what kind of church do we want for tomorrow? And what kind of leaders and people must we become to build that church? This vision may still be far away, but it reminds us that the future is always being shaped by the choices we make today. Pope Leo XIV is more than a name. He is a symbol, a call to courage, compassion, and renewal. Pope Leo XIV is a symbol of the church we hope for, one that feels more human, more just, more alive. And maybe, in imagining him, we begin to become what he represents. Because in the end, the church is not just the Vatican. It's not just the Pope. It's people, it's movement, it's prayer in the quiet. It's justice in the streets, it's the hand extended, the candle lit, the breath between brokenness and healing. So what will the church of tomorrow be? That's not just up to Pope Leo XIV. It's up to us.